and 6,000 passengers. Cruise ships are a bit like towns that float on the water. They're hundreds of meters long. They have lots of different restaurants to eat in, swimming pools, cinemas, theatres, shops, and other places to relax and have fun. Swimming in a pool on a ship when you're in the middle of the sea always seems a bit strange to me. Oh, that's a good point. There are no sharks in a swimming pool. It does look very big to be floating. Why doesn't it sink? Well, imagine you filled a bathtub with water right to the very top. What would happen if I got in the bath? Exactly! The water would spill out of the bath and run all over the floor. That's because my body would take up the space in the bath that the water had been taking up. But how much water would spill out of the tub? The bath wouldn't empty completely. There would still be some water. I would only push aside, or displace, the amount of water that matches the amount of space I take up in the water. With boats, a similar thing happens. There are lots of different sizes of boat, but they're all much bigger than you'd think at the bottom. And that's the part that goes underwater. The bottom of the boat is hollow, rather than solid metal, which means that the boat pushes lots of water aside and takes up lots of space that the water was taking up before. The amount of water the boat pushes aside is the same weight as the boat. That's what allows the boat to float. That's right. The ship weighs the same amount as the water it pushes away. Now, if you started putting loads of things in a boat, it would get heavier and heavier, and it would sink lower and lower as it pushed more water out of the way. If you kept adding weight, eventually the boat would sink because the boat would become heavier than the amount of water it can possibly push aside. Well, yes, there are a lot of heavy things on that big cruise ship, but they plan for lots of extra weight when they design big boats. The bottom of the ship goes very far down into the water. Even though there are lots of heavy things on the ship, the top part of the boat with all the people in it stays above the water because the boat has such a big bottom. Missy, there are children listening. Oh, well, yes, maybe they do find bottoms funny too. Maybe I do a bit. What's that? Something skidding across the surface super quick. Let me see. Maybe it's the periscope. Oh, no, it's not. That's a water scooter. A water scooter is a little vehicle that moves really quickly across the water. You ride it like a motorbike. Instead of wheels, the water scooter has a curved surface underneath that helps it glide over the water, powered by its engines. That one is probably moving at around 100 kilometers per hour. That's about the same speed as a cheetah when it's running as fast as it can. But that's not the fastest speed anyone's reached on water. Someone made a tiny homemade boat with a jet engine in Australia in the 1970s, which reached over 500 kilometers per hour. No one has made a boat faster than that yet. That's true. Some of my inventions have travelled faster than that on water, but no one else. That scooter's pretty nippy though. It has an engine that powers a propeller, which is a set of angled blades that whirl round and round really fast. They push the water, just like a helicopter rotor pushes the air. When the propeller pushes the water back, the water scooter moves forward. People often race on water scooters too, but just like racing any fast-moving vehicle, it can be quite dangerous. And on a water scooter, there's no roof protecting you like there is in a car. You either sit or stand on a water scooter and the wind rushes past you. I'm tempted to make my next invention without a roof. Oh, it's coming closer! Do you see how the water scooter is moving so quickly that it's bouncing on top of the water? There are times it's not even touching the surface. That's because it hits little waves. The speed it's moving at makes it bounce up into the...